Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And leave the game last night was yet another challenge that tested the resolve of any team. The home team suffered a narrow loss to their opponents with a final score of 106-96, putting an end to a promising winning streak. Recently the team had shown strength, especially at home, securing big victories against Memphis and the Lakers, as well as another win against Denver, the opponents who currently sit in second place in the standings. Proved to be a formidable challenge. What could have been a crucial win for the team and an opportunity to climb higher in the standings turned into yet another obstacle in a season filled with ups and downs. Just earlier that night, the Lakers managed to secure a victory while the Nuggets faced defeat, which could have put us in the position of the fourth seed all by ourselves. However, things took a turn when Draymond Green quickly picked up 5 fouls early in the third quarter, forcing him to sit out for the remainder of the game. On the offensive side, Steph Curry struggled, scoring only 3 points in the first half, with his lone three-pointer coming almost from half-court. Toward the end of the second quarter, he ended the game with just those 3 points, a disappointing performance by his standards. It was a rough night for the team, who couldn't seem to establish themselves in the game, always staying between 4 and 10 points behind in the second half. It's fair to acknowledge the solid defense by the opponents, who keyed in on Curry, not giving him any space to showcase the type of play that usually positions him among the league's top scorers. The team committed a high number of turnovers, giving up points off fast breaks. On the other hand, we had a strong performance on the boards, but it simply wasn't our night. The atmosphere of the game felt like a playoff matchup, which is exactly what you'd expect when facing a team 5 times in a season. The intensity rises and the stakes feel that much higher. Let's break down some of the numbers from the game. Klay Thompson finished with 14 points and had the tough task of defending Curry, limiting him to just 1 made shot on 10 attempts. Of those 10, only 1 of 8 came from beyond the three-point line, totaling a mere 3 points for the night. Thompson finished the game with a -4 rating and 4 turnovers, making even simple ball transitions difficult. Despite this, he was one of the few bright spots. Dillon Brooks, often not considered a top-tier scorer, ended up with 24 points, making 10 of his 13 attempts from the field. We couldn't effectively contain him, and he had a standout performance. Jalen Green contributed 21 points, while Sean added 19, and even forced a foul on Draymond. It's important to point out that in the early moments of the second half, the team committed 3 fouls in just 1 minute of play. Draymond picked up his 5th foul on a play that, in all fairness, shouldn't have been called. It was a routine play where he simply went up for a shot at the rim. This situation really impacted the defense in the second half, as Draymond ended the game with just 2 points and a -6 rating for the night. Despite not scoring, Curry dished out 8 assists, doing his best to set up his teammates for good looks. Some of the players off the bench had a strong performance and stood out during the game. Our bench showed up and played solid minutes, but so did theirs. When you look at the stats, it's clear that they shot better and made more three-pointers. If we consider points off fast breaks, the difference was significant, and that ended up being a key factor in the final result. The tally in the paint also favored the opponents, while both teams struggled from the free throw line. The situation could have been much worse. Overall, it was a performance that didn't live up to expectations from our team, but the opponents certainly earned the win. Sometimes that's just how the game goes. Looking back at the start of the game, we were ahead, but it was around halftime when the dynamic shifted. The Warriors didn't play terribly. They had their moments, but the Rockets really took control and claimed the victory. That's just the way it happens sometimes in sports. Analyzing the game further, it's clear that the Warriors started off strong, but the momentum swung in the third quarter. The Rockets came out hot, distancing themselves, and even though the Warriors managed to cut the lead to a single possession, they couldn't break through that mental barrier to tie the game or take the lead. Normally, after a long layoff, we expect the Warriors to show up in the fourth quarter but that didn't happen this time around. When you take a step back and examine the standings, it's clear that the Warriors have dropped to the 6th seed, while the team in the 5th spot currently holds the advantage. The final game of the season will be against them, and we're tied with another team, but we currently hold the tiebreaker. The team in 8th place is also in the mix, so a win could push one of these teams into the 4th seed, while a loss could drop them to 8th, pushing them into a play-in scenario. Instead of securing a guaranteed spot in the 7-game series, another team managed to pull out a win against their opponents, securing a nice cushion. But between the 4th and 8th spots, anything can happen, which makes every upcoming game crucial. When you assess the Warriors' schedule, it's apparent that losses to teams like Miami and the Hawks were especially damaging. These are the types of games that need to be won at the start of the season. It was emphasized that strong teams don't drop consecutive games to weaker opponents. Despite the Warriors pulling off some nice wins, the loss to the 76ers was particularly disappointing, and the loss to the Mavericks was yet another missed opportunity. These setbacks are starting to add up and are having a significant impact when you look at the standings, which are now more important than ever as the Warriors gear up to face the Suns on the road in a Tuesday night matchup. It's clear that the Suns are in a tough spot, trailing by 3 games and needing to win every remaining game to keep their playoff hopes alive. Whether they can pull that off is uncertain, but they will surely come out with intensity, especially with a standout player facing his former team. This presents a big opportunity for the Warriors, who must travel and secure a win. These games carry immense weight. Every win from here on out is crucial. Whether or not the Warriors can pull it off is still up in the air, but what is certain is that they will enter each game with full commitment, especially considering one player is going up against his former team and is determined to secure a victory. This is a big opportunity. The Warriors need to shine in away games, and as has been highlighted before, winning on the road is essential. After this, they have 2 games against teams that seem more beatable in San Antonio and Portland. The game against another team at 3:30 p.m. at home will decisively determine if the team will be looking at the play-in or if they will secure a spot in the playoffs. This is a pivotal moment when you analyze the team's performance. It's important to acknowledge the contributions, particularly from one standout player. Looking back at the most recent game, this player scored 19 points in for the last 5 contests. The struggles from earlier in the season are behind them. He converted 4 of 9 3-point attempts and 7 of 14 from the field. His renewed confidence is vital for the group. Recently they faced a stronger opponent, but losing consecutive games, especially to a rival, is not the desired outcome. Thoughts on this match are welcomed. What are the expectations for the upcoming games against Phoenix, San Antonio, Portland, and another team? A sweep with 4 wins is hoped for as the team looks to regroup. Wins over Phoenix, San Antonio, and Portland at home are mandatory. This is a situation where victory is crucial to secure a favorable position in the playoffs and avoid the play-in. The team needs to hit the court with intensity and make a significant impact. The energy is palpable. The recent loss was tough, but it's something they will overcome as the Warriors prepare for their next few games. The importance of each matchup becomes even more glaring. The team can no longer afford to drop games to teams they should beat, and that's the reality that is set in after the most recent loss. Although the loss to the Rockets stung, it also serves as a wake-up call to the entire organization. The team can't rely on their star players alone to carry them through the final stretch of the season. There needs to be a collective effort, especially from the supporting cast, who will have to step up in these crucial games. Everyone knows that the pressure is mounting, but it's moments like these that define whether a team has what it takes to make a deep playoff run or falter under the weight of expectations. The Warriors' upcoming road game against the Suns is crucial for several reasons. First, the Suns, already behind in the standings, are fighting for their playoff lives, which means they'll be playing with a sense of desperation. This always makes them more dangerous. The Warriors, on the other hand, will be entering the game knowing they need to get the win to keep pace with the teams ahead of them and to ensure they don't fall into the play-in tournament. It's a game that could make or break their playoff aspirations. The atmosphere is sure to be intense, and every possession will matter. The Warriors can't afford to let the Suns build any momentum, especially when they are battling for their playoff hopes. Then after that, the Warriors head to San Antonio and Portland, teams that on paper should be winnable games. These are the kinds of matchups that championship contending teams have to take care of. If the Warriors drop games to these teams, it will be a sign the